Welcome to Discover Indie Film. I'm Jeff Howard, and I've got Kevin O'Brien with me. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Jeff. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for being here. And I'm going to tell everyone right now, first of all, you should get to know Kevin. Listen to the podcast before this one. The one before this one in the Discover Indie Film podcast stream. That sounded very podcasty. Is Kevin's interview. So we talked all about Kevin. Talked all about the film Hey Helpo, Let's Go. I'm just not good at exclamation points, am I? And which is a multiple award-winning film that spent most of 2025 on the festival circuit, both at Filmvage in Los Angeles in 2025 and the Sherman Film Fest in 2025. Took home the Filmmakers Award for Outstanding Originality in a Sci-Fi film, which is wonderful. It's a great movie. You can't watch it yet, dear listener, but one of these days you can. And I actually meant to say this when we weren't recording, but needless to say, if and when you release it and you remember you did this podcast, just fire off a link to me and we'll put it in the show notes so people can listen to this. And they should. By the way, if you did just hear this, and there's a link in the show notes, well, Helpo is like 16 something minutes?
Yep, 15, 16 minutes.
15, 16. So watch it and then listen to the rest of this.
Absolutely, please do.
And listen to the recording before. Listen to the podcast episode before this one, to learn all about Kevin in the film, because this is a 4 questions episode, which means Kevin will be answering, name 3 films you love, name an underrated film, name an overrated film, and name a lesser-known film for people to seek out. And it's obviously just a fun excuse to talk about movies. So
absolutely. Without
further ado, you want to... I've tried so hard to twist the question. It used to just be like, name, your top 3, and then that's too much pressure. And then I said, just name 3 favorites. Like very clearly, just like 3 films that you care about.
Absolutely. 3 films that I care about are Porco Rosso, the Miyazaki film about a flying pig man. Jurassic Park, Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park, obviously, a classic from our childhood. And then I would also say Krzysztof Kieslowski's Blue from the Three Colors trilogy. And I think between those 3 films is pretty much everything, the highs, the lows, everything in between that I value about filmmaking.
Yeah, those were pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
And Juliette Binoche, right? Yeah.
Juliette Binoche is dealing with the death of her daughter, which, an hour and a half or 2 hours of that should be just a slog, but it's a really kinetic, beautiful film, and you are seeing things that you've seen on a daily basis, but in the, most specific and odd and like creative ways. And the movie shouldn't be fun and enervating, but it totally is. It's bizarre. It doesn't make any sense. I would watch it as quickly as I would rewatch Jurassic Park or Porco Rosso.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And all classics. And I gotta admit, Jurassic Park holds up.
Yeah, absolutely.
When we showed it to the kids, she loved it.
It beyond holds up. It's like a relic from the past that looks somehow better than modern films today that, are far more expensive and have the benefit of much more technology. And maybe some part of that is me looking through rose-colored glasses of like nostalgia, but I think it's also there's just some kind of magic there.
No, there was. And there is something to it that the sequels don't have.
Yeah.
I think is just the freshness, that it was fresh to everyone.
Yeah.
Even on screen, even those actors.
Absolutely.
The wonder. We've never really seen a believable dinosaur until that film.
No. And I think you're liable to, not necessarily see dinosaurs behaving more believably in films today also. It's just, it's just a total unique gem.
Kicks ass.
Yeah,
Kicks ass.
It's amazing.
And then I have to make my snarky comment on red, white, and blue, which is because those are the colors of the French flag, people.
Yeah, exactly.
It always...
I think it was a French production, Polish director, but French production.
Yeah, yes. It's just funny to me, the American thing of like red, white, and blue. And I'm like, have you looked around the world how many flags are red, white, and blue?
Very popular set of colors.
We pretty much just borrowed England's flag. We just twisted around the, whatever.
Exactly.
I get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
And I rarely get to make the point, so I did.
Yeah.
All right, well, excellent choices.
Thank you.
Question number 2 is a film you feel is underrated.
I would say Porco Rosso. Porco Rosso is underrated. I think a lot of Miyazaki's films got these are Studio Ghibli movies, got wider releases than Porco Rosso. And Porco Rosso sort of occupies, I think, like a tonal zone that is really unique. But like Hey Helpo, Let's Go, it's kind of softer. It doesn't. The drama is real and is super fun, but it never gets really, really desperate. And the comedy is like always present. And even in Miyazaki's other works, more popular works like Spirited Away, I think are a little more traditional in terms of the tone that they're shooting for and delivering on, more recognizable in terms of like a Hollywood film. But Porco Rosso is this really unique, playful, gallivanting Japanese film that you're just not gonna find anywhere else. It's just weird and it's bizarre, and I love it.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like I haven't seen it.
It's great, and I could tell you everything about it, and it still wouldn't spoil it for you. It's like a man has been turned into a pig. He flies a biplane in maybe Italy in the past at some point, and it's just it's crazy. And there's pirates and children, and it's nuts. But yeah, it's that thing where like you're trying to summarize a film with words, and it's like it's an incredible film because I can't do that right now.
And it's a moving artwork. Yeah, it's a moving painting. Yeah,
absolutely.
These films are always moving. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
All right, excellent. Well, question number 3 is a film you feel is overrated.
Okay. Sorry, Sam and Justin, but it's got to be Oppenheimer. I think Oppenheimer is overrated. Great film. Yes, it's a great film. But I think it's very interesting, especially as somebody who loves practical effects and built a 5.5 foot tall costume out of paper and wood and PVC. I value practical effects and I practice them, but that film had such a focus on not using CG that in a very odd turn, it seemed like it was a detriment to the film. They have this nuclear explosion moment, and for me personally as a viewer, I was just left kind of lacking. Like it's clearly a big gas explosion with the, all the artifacts and visual tells of a big gas explosion. And, it's just, I don't know. It's very interesting to just be reminded that, you kind of can't be too prescriptive about your practice. You know what I mean? You need to open yourself up to, anything that is available to you. And I just think it's just such a fascinating thing. Not even in a way that I find, wholly negative, but just fascinating to see somebody who has access to everything decide not to utilize it all. And then, potentially, in my opinion, fail at this big visual marker that the film is all built around. So I don't know, just bizarre. I've watched it a ton of times. It's a great film, but it's also just a bizarre artifact.
And I'm glad you said that too, because sometimes people don't want to answer overrated, and I say, by the way, you're not saying it's not a good film.
No.
You can say it's a great film. I just feel that it's overrated because it won X Oscars and
Best Picture, and it has this.
And they're,
it's crazy to me.
Heck, sometimes if people ask me to answer the question, I'm like, I'm a huge Coen Brothers fan, but I don't like that No Country for Old Men beat out There Will Be Blood.
There you go.
Picture.
Totally.
So even though because for me, No Country's not even top 5 Coen.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So why is that one? Why did they get the Oscar for that one?
Yeah.
And the answer is because I guess maybe the Academy is wonderful and brilliant in all ways. They really are.
Yeah. Oh man. I think There Will Be Blood was just too abstract.
Too something for them.
Yeah. A lot of people are probably thrown by a wordless intro, and I remember watching that film and not really understanding that wasn't his child. Like his biological child. Like, okay. I was young enough when I watched it where I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was much older.
Yeah. And you don't have, I don't think you don't have so many questions when you're watching No Country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. I love
for
me,
No
that's, yeah, me too. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. But I love other Coen Brothers. So anyway, that's so I'm glad you clued into we're not saying, it's not an insult.
Yeah,
you're not throwing shade.
No.
Yeah. Mm-mm. You're saying, why didn't he win Best Picture? Now I'm blanking on Memento. Memento doesn't get the props that Oppenheimer gets.
Memento,
what's that about?
That's the perfect thing to bring up because Memento, he had so much less at his disposal, and what you can do fairly easy is make fake tattoos. And he took that and used it in a way that totally delivered on this narrative. And that's the perfect counterpoint.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. One more question, which is a lesser known film for people to seek out.
Ooh, I would check out Lynn Ramsey's Ratcatcher. It's her first feature film. She just released Die My Love, which was in theaters last month or the month before. But Ratcatcher is this just really unique film about these two children in Scotland, and it sort of revolves around their daily life. And I feel like you're watching sort of a fairly standard, if not beautifully executed indie film about these children's lives. But the further along you watch, you just sort of are at the mercy of Lynn Ramsey's sort of artistic acumen, and she's showing you things that you never thought you would see, or she's taking, these components that if I were trying to make something with them, it would be pretty pedestrian, and then she can figure out some way to move the camera here and there, and it blows your mind. So
you see how you made me want to reach for my phone. I want to add it to my list.
Yes, please do.
I really want to add that.
It's great.
I will, but I'll wait till we're done recording, and then I'll add. But remind me to put Ratcatcher on my films to watch list.
You got it. Yeah,
because I'm about to be able to watch films that aren't submissions.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll have like
Stretch
2-3 weeks.
Yes, totally.
Yeah,
there you go.
All right,
2 or 3 weeks. Oh my God,
there's already 200 submissions for the next June festival.
Man.
And if I hit those early, I'll be happy.
There you go.
Because I still feel this pressure to watch them all. All right. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
Excellent list.
Really appreciate it.
It's funny because I love that you've watched Oppenheimer several times. I actually only saw it the one time.
I'm a big rewatcher, and in fact,
I think that's the key.
Yeah, my girlfriend has been showing me films that there's an insane list of films that everybody's seen that I have not seen, because I've watched the same probably 20 movies 10, 15 times each. So yeah, I'm playing some catch up right now.
It's tough. And it's becoming 30 years ago when I was in my 20s, I was you could see everything.
Yeah.
Now there's just no hope. Young folk come on here and talk about Korean cinema, and I just hey, what am I going to do? Embrace an entire new culture and watch 100 Koreans? There's probably 50 to 100. There's a ton.
Yeah.
There's a ton. I'm just out of touch. You just can't. There's just so much now.
I think everybody's probably out of touch in terms of some type of cinema.
But repeat viewing is critical. It's really critical. In fact, it's why I actually generally watch submissions more than once, because it's always interesting what you see the second time.
Totally.
And what you like more and what you like less. And it really is. That is something I miss from the old days of, 80s, 90s, whatever. If you had a physical DVD or VHS, you tended to hit it a couple more times.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But when you just pick up a remote and you're looking at a streaming service with a jillion hours of content, can you make yourself watch something again? It sounds like you can.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's some sort of OCD part of my brain. I'm very glad to be being exposed to new stuff, because I'm oh, okay. You're getting references that you've been missing for 15 years or whatever. So yeah, there's pros and cons to both ways.
This is why people say, "Talk to me, Goose." Not kidding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which is funny. My wife quotes that film all the time. That's her quote.
Sure.
"Talk to me, Goose." Is it "Talk to me"? I forget. Something like that. She quotes.
I've seen Top Gun.
She actually quotes Top Gun to me to make fun of the fact that I despise it.
Oh, that's funny.
There you go. All right, because that's the joy of life.
Exactly. All
right. Well, thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Jeff.
Everyone, you should check out the links in the show notes to check out Kevin's social media and whatnot, and follow. And someday you will see Hey Helpo, let's go.
Great job.
Hey Helpo. No, it's got exclamation points, which I love. I love that. I really do. It was funny because you notice how we even on the title card behind you during your Q&A, but like it said, hey, help, let's go with the exclamation point, and then we put the comma after the exclamation point.
Thank you. Yes.
Making sure the exclamation point was part of the title.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do feel bad that we are demanding enthusiasm out of people. Yeah, exactly.
You should demand enthusiasm.
I think that is the goal of the film on some level. So yeah.
I demand you be. Well, anyway.
Entertained.
All right. Yes.
Sure.
Yes, we must all be entertained. All right, well, so I thank Kevin. I'm going to thank everyone who's currently listening to me right now. If you want to learn more about the Discovery Indie Film Podcast, where you get to hear filmmakers talk about their work and their lives, their creative lives, while they're on the festival circuit. And needless to say, I am hoping that, like 20 years from now, someone who's been on this podcast is going to be getting a motherfucking Oscar. And then some nerd's going to Google it. Maybe it'll still be Google. I don't know. But they'll search for it and they'll get to hear that person, when they had made a short on the festival circuit.
Absolutely.
Isn't that cool? Thing?
Yes.
That's my purpose for this.
Yeah,
in a way.
Absolutely.
It's to both pay respect to these filmmakers who make the festivals possible.
Yeah.
And do a little time capsule of what's going on right now. Because, who knows where people will be in a while.
Absolutely. It's visibility in the moment and for the future.
Yeah. All right. Well, so if you want to learn more about this podcast, go to discoverindiefilm.com. On social media, it's always at DIFwins. If you go to discoverindiefilm.org, that is the nonprofit charitable organization that runs 2 film festivals in the LA area. I think in the last podcast, I failed to say that both are in the Film Freeway Top 100 Best Reviewed list out of 14,000 worldwide. Kind of nice to have 2% of the top 100.
Hell yeah.
But so if you should check out those festivals. We hold Film Invasion Los Angeles every June. We hold Sherman Oaks Film Festival every December. So check those out. And they get a buddy in Lima, Peru next year, January 16th and 17th of 2026. Film Invasion Lima is born, and I love it. The team down there, all the slates picked, everything's going, and they're already excited about year 2. So Lima is, I hear nothing but good things about that city.
Congratulations! You're
Thank
international
you.
festival now. It's
Thank
something
you.
to
Yeah,
be
I
proud
know.
of. Very proud of.
It was very funny. I won't tell you. I'll hit stop. I'll stop recording and I'll tell you the story because it's kind of fun because it involves Sherman Oaks Film Festival.
Yeah.
It involves the closing night mixer. So anyway, I think we're good.
Thank you so much.
And thank you everyone for listening.